Hi. She never forgave him. What ended up to happen to her and her children. It is the most upsetting thing in my life. I will never forget today. The day it happened. She grew greedy and ungrateful. She started seeing herself at the end, but she didn't care. Her nasty ways and how she treated me and others. She started to be greedy. She started to get pain pills relievers, oxycodone, Percocets, and she used to sell them. She started to fix up 4 or 5 bank accounts with money from them because she had health issues too. She was diabetic. She was a heart. She had heart trouble. She had to have heart surgery, and so did her husband. He would steal his. He would steal like crazy in the stores, from Kroger's to the Salvation Army thrift stores to the Goodwill and all other places and things like that. He will steal things for the yards, the big, large statues and everything, and we put him in his van that they had at one time, and then they got a car. He would just steal and steal and steal, and the more that they did together, the more that he changed her heart. It's like she grew sour, bitter, and evil all in one. She did a lot to help me, and oh, I love her to this day. But the love would grow, and then it would go away from me for her. Because she didn't love me or my children anymore. You see, this man had raped my children, and he also raped me. I had to leave my kids and go to prison for a crime I did not commit. I will never forget it at all. It was aggravated arson. It was back in 1998, and it just ruined my life. I tried to stay on probation the best that I could. I tried to do all the right things that I could. I ended up having to leave all 5 of my children, and I went to prison. My triplets were just newborns when I left, and my aunt had my children, and she was raising them. I did 10 months in prison, a total of a year and a half altogether, because I spent most of my time in the county, and she was raising my little girls. So yeah, I'm going back a little bit, I know, and I will get to it. But I will be in this prison cell, and God will show me visions of Him taking my littlest daughter. They had my 2 single birth children. It's who they had. They were girls. I believe Asia was like 7 or 8 months. And I had a vision as I was laying there on the cot in prison of him changing my baby diaper and touching her inappropriately. So my aunt should keep money on my books and things for me, yeah. And I told her, I said, who's changing the baby? She said, well, James is changing the baby. I said, why you don't change the baby? I don't want him changing the baby. He might hurt her. And she said, you're being silly, Tonia. You stop being stupid. You put yourself in prison. Nobody put you there. I don't owe you anything. And I said, I know that. And you will not throw other prison citizens in my face. I'm here serving my time. You will not treat me like that because you could be here too. This is what I told her. She thought she could never make a mistake or anything. So we argued. And she hung up. She said, don't call me no more. I said, but you have my phones to send me. I have to call you. You have my children. So I didn't argue no more. And I said, God, I cannot live outside these walls and inside too. It is breaking me enough. I said, please, don't let my children hurt. Do not let anybody hurt my little girls. They are all I have in this world. I cannot deal. I will hurt something. I will hurt something if they hurt my children. Please. God, no. It's what I told him as I hung up. As I hung up and I was in pain. I knew everything that God was showing me was right. But there was nothing I could do. I could fight in the walls and outer walls too. I was there and I was stuck. I was stuck. Part 4 in a minute.